Okay, let's play a little game here. It's called Spot the Difference in the Arms on the Hex. It's a bit of a challenging game, but let's just see how you get on. Which arm do you think is different? Yay! The one I've got my hand on. And that's why. The good news is we get to look at what the braiding is like and how well protected the cables are. So perhaps I just did it just to show how durable the Yuneec is. Apart from seeing a grown man blubber on the floor when it actually happened, everything else seems to be okay apart from the broken arm, obviously. So let's have a go at replacing it. Okay, first things first, I need to remove the camera and gimbal unit, but before we do that, even though I've damaged my hex and I need to protect the camera, make sure I don't do any more damage, so this just keeps the gimbal protected basically, and obviously the camera lens as well. Simply press this slightly up. It's just to release the little clip that's just on there, so it just pushes up against a little almost a wedge there, and then you just slide that out, and then you've got the contacts there for connecting the camera and the gimbal. So take that off, and then we remove the battery. I simply pull this bit up and then slide the whole unit out like that. Okay, so I've had a good look round the hex, and as you can see there's a very bad arm there. I contacted Yuneec and they've sent me a new arm, and they said when it arrives they'll talk me through how to replace it basically. The only thing is it's a bank holiday weekend and it's Saturday it turned up in the post, so I can't get out of anyone until Tuesday. So I'm going to give it a go, and if need be I'll get back hold of them on Tuesday and buy some other bits. What I've done, I know you're going to laugh that I'm actually protecting the hex after I stood on it, but basically I've put a couple of tea towels down with a dip in it to take this into consideration, so it's not actually going to scratch when I put it down on the top, and that seems to hold it pretty well. Obviously it's sort of upside down at the moment, and from what I can see all you're going to need is one of these. It doesn't have to be platinum coated like my one here, just an ordinary hex key. Having had a good look round it, I think what I need to do is take out the landing gear, and then hopefully there's about 12 screws, hex screws in there, hex bolts, and remove all those. Then I think this bottom or the top plate is then going to come off, and then we can get into replacing this arm. So right, so I'm going to just undo these two screws here, and I'm going to speed the video up. I'm just basically I'm just going to undo them just a little bit, just to make sure we're not putting any tension on it or twisting it as we do it. So just make sure we undo both of them about the same. And now I'm just going to ease them right the way out. Just move that out of the way. Hopefully you can see that okay. Cue the time lapse. Okay, one out. So the next thing is to remove this, and I can't actually see anything else that holds it, so I'm assuming it just slides out. So let's just see how we get on here. Oh, it definitely does. There we go. Hey, now that is a nice design. Look at that, that's it. There's obviously the contacts there, and that's a landing gear removed. Oh. Same again, you just pull that one out, and that's it. Right, so there's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 screws, hex screws again, and these actually need a different Allen key, or hex screws key, just a slightly smaller one. I thought they were all going to be the same, but they're not. I think all these ones are, and the legs and these ones are the larger size. So I think there's only 2 sizes you'd need to strip the Typhoon H down. And I'm just going to undo them just sort of half a turn round, just to ease them off. You don't have to be this fussy. If I just think it just, rather than undo one completely and let all the tension eventually hold on the last screw that you're undoing, if we just undo them just a quarter, half a turn each, just gives them an extra little bit of protection there. Stops stripping a thread, and I really don't want to strip a thread on it. There we go, and then I can go around and just undo them all. So I think we won't even bother with the time lapse this time. I'll just take this all off and then we'll see whether the top comes off or the bottom comes off. Okay, basically there's the 10 screws. I pulled them out right at the end. I couldn't really find a way of videoing it, but basically as it's coming right the way out, I just put a little bit of torsion on the actual screw just so I could get it out, and just sort of twisted it slightly just so it kept a grip on it and pulled it out the bottom. So they're all out. I don't think I needed to take the landing gear off, and perhaps if I need to make an adjustment afterwards I will post it later on, but just wanted to get this up really. Just really want my hex back in the air this weekend. And then nothing seems to really want to let go, so it's a bit nervous and I'm hoping I've done everything. And seriously, I haven't taken this off before and I can't find anywhere on the web that tells you how to do this. So it's nice to be doing a first, I suppose, but I wasn't really thinking of taking the hex apart as a first. There we go. So as you notice, some bits flew off. So let's see how we get on, shall we? Wow, that's some electronics in there, isn't it? Okay, the good news, I hope, is the bit that flew off was the button to turn it on and off. But that is, God, you just don't realise what's in these things, do you, when you have them? I'll just give that a pirouette around, and you can just, gee whiz, there's some kit in there, isn't there? Look at those boards. I'm sure it's the same on all advanced quads, hexes, craft like this, but it is interesting having a look. I'd rather have just seen a drawing of it, to be honest, or somebody else pulling it apart, but never mind, I'm the one that broke it. So here we go. So this is the arm I need to replace, and now I'm just going to see what screws I need to take out to get this actually fully removed. Okay, just to show my thoughts on where I'm at. Basically, I don't think I need to remove these two screws here, which are accessed from underneath the base of the unit, but there is a pivot point through there, and there's the new one, obviously. A key point here is when you get it, you must make sure you get an A or a B, just because they're clearly marked. I think that's the only difference. But they might, no, I don't think they're angled or anything. So make sure you get an A or a B, because then you're replacing the correct one. Or, better still, don't break your hex. Okay, so this is the broken arm here. You might not be able to see it, but it's basically that one. All the motors are going to work the same, all the connections. I think there's 3 connections here that we're going to need to pull apart, and I think they're just brass sort of bullet connectors. And then the other thing that needs to come off is this is the wire that also goes down to the motor, so that needs to be unplugged. All that needs to be fed out and then through the arm, and then I'll show you what the bottom of the arm looks like so that you can see what I need to take off there. Okay, I noticed looking around it, there's a couple of hopefully little padlocks. I'm hoping you can see them. They're quite tiny, and there's a lock padlock that way and an unlock padlock that way, and then I think this just twists out. Oh, there we go. And there we have it. I tried looking at it to prise it out any other way, and it definitely needs to twist a little bit. There we go, and all the lugs are in order. And then that's the other connector. Almost looks like I was going to say JST, but I'm totally wrong, I expect. Basically that one, and I think I need to take that one out and then get these unbolted here, and then I can get the motor housing actually out of the end of the arm and then feed all the cables through. I think that might be the way to go. Let's see how we go. And then we're just back to the larger of the Allen keys. Gee whiz, these are tight in here. I'm going to find out they're Loctited in, aren't I? There we go. I'm just going to turn that over. Just there's a washer there. I want to get that out as well. There we go. A little metal plate there. That means hopefully, yep, we can remove the little motor housing then. And I think go back to the main body, get those cables out. Okay, so we're back on the main body, as you can see. I'm just going to
pull that little... Ooh, I don't like touching little ones. There we go. That's come out okay. And then I've just got to pull these 3 apart and then feed it all through the arm, I think. There we go. I just do the same on the other 2. Okay, so I think I can get that just down there far enough and get into there. Yep, we can. Okay, you can see this has got blue Loctite in it, and I would imagine most of the other ones have as well, but I shall put blue Loctite on them when I put it back together anyway. Okay, so I'm just going to feed these wires through now. Don't think I need to take this harness off here. I'm certainly hoping I don't have to. There we go, those have gone through, and it's just that. Whoa, they're going to be fun to put back in, aren't they? Hey! Oh well, at least I've got 5 others to look at. Okay, so this is where we're at. We've got the broken arm, as you can clearly see. Still got the wires and the motor attached and everything. And then we've got the brand new arm ready to go. There is one other bit I've noticed. There's the little spring clip that goes into the main body. And I just need to, there's a little tiny Phillips screw in there. I just need to pop that out and pop this in here as well. Let's first of all take the wires through. Wow, that's pretty tight in there. There we go. And then we just need to, that board's fine, so I can just feed that through. Hopefully, there we go. Oops. I'm actually going to try and pull that motor one through because I think that will help it a little bit. Well, there we go. It's obviously quite a fiddle, as you can see. I mean, I am impressed. I would be more impressed when I get it back together, but I'm impressed the way the braiding and everything seems really strong. Obviously, I've done perhaps a tiny bit of damage there, but there's nothing bad, that's for sure. So no, it looks, I'm pretty impressed with it so far, and having never done anything like this before apart from with anything so expensive as this, I must admit. And I was wondering whether you could just come, you know, I was thinking of actually repairing it initially, and then when I got hold of Yuneec, they said, oh no, you know, you can buy a new arm. So I thought that was the easier option, but to be perfectly honest, I think I may well have been tempted to do it the other way, but I suppose this is, everything's going to be better if you replace it all properly, and it's a good learning curve, and it makes a great video for YouTube. So the only other thing I need to do just before we go any further, so I don't forget it, is to just pop that out of there. Right, after struggling with this for a little while, I'm not sure if you'll be able to see, there's the clip basically goes down here and then back up there, and then that hits on a shoulder at this end. So I'm not sure I'll be able to do this on camera, like I say. Basically you've got to get that lifted up, and then, oh, I can do it, that's good. So you basically push that up, and then that slides out. Once you actually understand it, it's quite simple actually. So when it pushes in, this, as you bring it back out, this goes into a lug in there and just holds it. So just be aware of that. There's no way of forcing it out any other way, and it doesn't need any force. Nothing needs any force on any quad really. So there we go, that's how that bit works. So we'll pop that in the new one.